Have you ever felt like you're working so hard, doing everything right, but things still aren't falling into place? Or maybe you've been in a relationship where you feel emotionally drained, or you've tried manifesting your desire while trying to control every single detail, which made you feel stressed and depleted. These might indicate that your masculine and feminine energies are out of balance. So let's explore how aligning these energies can change everything. So there is a lot of talk about masculine and feminine energies, but today I want to provide some clarity, particularly about how to use those energies to manifest, as both are crucial for creating what you desire in life. And a quick heads up, this information is mostly aimed towards women, but men can obviously listen to. Everyone is welcome. I will cover what these energies are, which energy to use in different situations, and how to balance and harmonize them effectively. Before we continue, hello and welcome here. If you're new, my name is Barchi, and I help people transform their limiting beliefs on a level of the subconscious mind so that they can step into the role of being creators in their own lives and feel empowered and really bring into this world whatever they're here for. So if you would like to work with me, you'll find the link in the description box down below. But let's continue. What are masculine and feminine energies? Masculine and feminine energies are two opposite polarities, like the poles of a magnet. When they're combined, they create a harmonious and powerful whole. Two things to remember. Masculine and feminine energy are not about gender roles. Every person has both, though typically in different proportions. You don't have to sacrifice one energy to use the other. They're meant to coexist. Masculine energy, the energy of action. Masculine energy represents focus, persistence, providing boundaries, and conquering. You can tell that this is very active energy, right? So, masculine energy is all about action and forward momentum. For men, this energy is often dominant as their natural state leans towards action and providing. However, some men are more connected to their feminine energy, especially artistic or creative men. For women, embodying masculine energy can lead to success, especially in professional settings. So, if you want to be a business person, you will naturally be expected to operate in the masculine energy, and that's totally okay. But over time, if a person, or rather a woman, stays in this energy 24/7, it may deplete her. So she may feel exhausted, unfulfilled, or disconnected emotionally or relationally because this energy isn't her natural state for the most part. And she might feel tired and unsatisfied in relationships. So let's look at feminine energy, which is the energy of receiving. And feminine energy is the opposite of being active. It's actually very passive. It's about trust, surrender, intuition, nurturing, creativity, and flow. It's the energy that dreams, desires, and allows. However, to truly embody feminine energy, a woman must have a healthy relationship with both her masculine and feminine sides. And why is that? Because the feminine needs the masculine as a protector. So remember, we all have both energies inside. So even if you're a female, you also need a masculine energy, or your masculine energy has to be healthy and strong to provide for that feminine energy to thrive. Because while the feminine is soft, nurturing, and open, the masculine provides the structure and boundaries that allow the feminine to feel safe. And as a woman, you need to have good boundaries because those will make your feminine energy thrive and attract and create with ease and grace. If feminine energy doesn't feel supported, it cannot relax and it can't flourish. And then it operates from the place of fear. And we don't want that. So, how do you cultivate masculine energy if you are feminine? Cultivating masculine energy can be in small ways, such as keeping promises to yourself, and that will help you build trust in your inner masculine. So, for example, every day decide that you will do one thing. And it's best that you choose something little than something too big because it's important that you commit to it and then follow through. And this will create trust. And this trust creates a container for your feminine energy to thrive, as I said before. Manifesting with masculine and feminine energies. Take a moment to think about a goal you're working toward. Are you pushing and forcing it with masculine energy, or are you allowing and trusting with feminine energy? Now imagine combining the two, dreaming big and taking aligned action. And I'm emphasizing the word aligned. How does that shift feel? And let me break it down for you. To manifest effectively, both energies play a role. Let's start with the feminine. Feminine manifestation begins with dreaming and desiring, and there should be no limits. It's pure expansion. And most importantly, it's about envisioning the outcome you want and trusting it is already done. And this obviously requires surrender and an abundance mindset. Knowing that what you desire is aligned with your heart's truth and it's on way to you might be challenging, but it's the way to go. I promise you that. And this doesn't mean that you're just going to be passive and, just sitting on a couch and doing nothing. That's not the case. I will reveal what I mean in a moment. I want to offer you a bit more. For women, the power of the womb is a creative force that also knows no limits. So you can use the power of your cycle and pleasure to manifest. But that's a topic for another day. So let's switch to the masculine. Once you've aligned with your vision, inspired action follows. And this isn't about calculated or rational steps, everything like just through your mind, but actions that feel intuitive and aligned. Most importantly, those actions aren't led by fear. That's why it's crucial that feminine feels safe because it is, if the feminine is in this spasm, she will have very limited resources because she will operate from the state of fear. And speaking of masculine action, obviously, there are everyday chores and practical tasks that masculine energy always steps in with discipline and strategy. However, ensure that your actions don't feel depleting in the long run. If they do, it's a sign that you're out of alignment. Either you need to ask for help or something has to change. So, meaning if your chores are draining the heck out of you, you are out of alignment. That shouldn't be happening. So maybe you need better sleep, self care. And if it's an option, you delegate your responsibilities. How feminine energy manifests in relationships. In partnerships, embodying feminine energy allows a woman to create balance and harmony. And this looks like being open, receptive, and emotionally present while letting your partner step into their masculine. And why is that important? When a woman operates from her masculine, leading, initiating, and doing, she inadvertently takes over roles that might come more naturally to her partner. And these can make her feel depleted and also at the same time rob her partner of the opportunity to step into his masculine energy and really get pleasure out of it. So imagine that someone wants to be in their role. Let's say there is a play and you play one character and another person plays another character. And let's say that that character that another person plays, they play it really well. They're born into that role, right? But here you go, here you come. And then you say, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to play your role now. How do you think that person would feel? They would be probably like, okay, well, you can, but you wouldn't be satisfied. And I bet nor would they. And an example of that could be, let's say, a woman can be initiating everything, every little action in the house, or she's just offering things all the time. And then at some point, she realizes, well, this person, they're not really stepping up, they're not doing anything, they're not initiating. And that's because, partially, because that role was in a way taken away from them. So when you are in feminine energy, you receive support without overgiving. And you inspire action in your partner by trusting him and appreciating his contributions. And that can be very easy, but that's not always the case for us, is it? And why we struggle with feminine energy? Well, modern conditioning often pushes women to prioritize masculine traits like independence and productivity. And while those traits are super valuable, they can make it harder to connect with feminine energy, and especially if we are running on those 24/7. So, reclaiming feminine energy means unlearning societal conditioning and trusting your natural flow. Because, your body knows too. Like every month, you probably have a cycle. And your body, you don't have to tell that to your body. Your body does it for you. And here again, it's not so much about learning, it's about unlearning. And the simple question you can ask yourself to check if you are in your masculine, and I'm speaking to ladies, is do I want to control this situation right now? Do I want to have control? Or what am I controlling? That's such a cool indicator to check. Am I in my masculine now? And if I am, is it really needed? Or am I overextending? So lean back and stop using the energy all the time. Use it only when you need it, okay? And in relationships where you do need it. For example, for parenting, in professional settings, and so on. Let your feminine take over, surrender, and trust. And as I'm saying that, you know, I'm not saying that lightly because that's something that I need to remind myself daily. And last year was a really hard year for me in terms of surrendering. And I was just, that word was actually my mantra. I remember every day I would just say to myself, just surrender. So, as I'm talking here, I don't want to sound preachy, but what the reason for me to share is because I have been struggling, or mostly I still am to some degree, struggling with this energy, and I would love to make it lighter for you because I truly believe that we need to lighten our load. We definitely do. Let's look at common myth. A myth number one is that feminine energy is weak. That's so not true. Feminine energy is a powerful force of creation and intuition. I mean, think about it. Feminine energy birth a new human being amongst all the other things. Like, if that isn't a force to be reckoned with, I honestly don't know what is. And the other myth is that masculine energy is only for men. And I hope that throughout this video, you've got the idea that that's not the case. So, masculine energy exists in everyone, and it's essential for structure and action. You know, if you're always in your feminine energy, what tends to happen is you might receive a lot of gifts and all of that, but you will feel that you really don't have kind of a say in your life. It's almost like, you know, you're not an active creator of your life. You're more like a passive receiver. And if that's okay, if that's what you want, that's totally fine. But for a lot of things, we really do need masculine energy. And it's actually really beneficial for us. So, my invitation for you is that take a moment today to reflect on how you use both energies. Where can you bring more balance? Whether it's through allowing yourself to receive or taking that inspired step forward, maybe forward to your dream or whatever the case. And don't let fear stop you. Fear will always be there. It's just inevitable. But act despite the fear. Remember, when you harmonize these energies, you create your most aligned, abundant life. Because manifestation is like a dance. The feminine dreams and envisions, the masculine takes the lead in action, and the feminine receives and celebrates. And together they create magic. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please ask down below in the comment section. I would so appreciate your like, and if you feel called to subscribe, thank you so much. Send you much love, and until next time, bye bye.